Hi, and welcome back to Hardworking Man. I'm Heath. Today, it's just going to be a quick video. I'm out finally going to get those taps pulled out of the trees. I pulled the buckets and the bags the other day, but I didn't bring a hammer to get the taps out. I usually have one up here at the property, but for whatever reason, I didn't have it here. I got the hammer today. I'm going to pull those taps, and as you see, I got a chainsaw with me. I can't come out in the woods without running a saw. I'll show you where. Right by one of my maple sets, all year long I've been tormented by this tree. It's an ash tree that rotted off at the base, and it fell into a black locust tree. I've been wanting to drop them trees all winter long, but I didn't do it. It was right by the maple set. I figured, you know what, I'll get it next year. I can't wait till next year. I got to get those trees down just because that's how firewood works. If you're watching this channel, you probably know what I'm talking about. Then there's a couple poplar trees that fell over into the farmer's field. Last year he bought that field. He'd been leasing it for years. He just purchased it. He went right along the property line with the GPS on his tractor and he dug a ditch. He tiled the whole field, but when he did that, he must have loosened up the roots on some poplar trees and they fell into his field. So I'm going to go get those cleaned up out of his field. That way he doesn't just plow them into a pile. I get a little bit of good camp firewood and he doesn't have to bring the tractor out there just to get a couple trees out of the way. So let's get these taps pulled, get the saw running, and let's get this job done today. A beautiful day in Michigan, finally, spring might be here. It's probably in the 50s, well into the 50s, and sunny with a light breeze. I think the Carhartts might be done for the year. I sure hope so. I mean, I like working in the cold, but there comes a time when you're just over it, and I'm over it. I think everybody in Michigan's over it right now. So thanks for watching Hardworking Man. Let's get these taps out. Let's get this saw running. Let's get it done today. Here we are. You can see where I had the maple tree tap there. Then we've got this dead ash that I've been walking past all winter to get the sap. And it is hung up in this black locust tree, which is leaning pretty good. And then there's one more black locust tree here that I'll drop first. That'll give me 2 black locust trees and that dead ash tree, all for firewood. I'm not going to be dropping too many more trees at this point in the year due to moisture content and regeneration. You drop them in the winter, less moisture content, dries quicker for firewood, and better regeneration for the habitat. But as you can see, I can't just let these sit here all year again. So I'm going to get them down. We'll get out here another day and buck them up. So let's go get this tap pulled, get the saw warmed up. I'm running the MS260 Pro today. That's the saw I had out here at the property. Should be fine for the task we got to do today. as you can see, that didn't go perfect. Probably should have paid attention a little more to aiming it. I did not expect it to catch in that maple crotch, but we'll deal with that later. I don't have my helmet today, so I'm not going to do too much tree felling. Got a good amount of it on the ground. We'll have to finish it up another day. Again, as you can see, I got the jet sled out today. That's going to come in handy getting that popple back across the farmer's ditch. And it's a great way to get my saw and some gear out here. I've got the milk crates on from collecting sap. I'll get those off eventually, maybe leave one or two on. This area of the woods, sort of south central on my property, is going to be a primary area of interest next winter. A lot of cherry, a lot of black locust. So I'm going to come back here and get a bunch of this firewood on the ground next winter. I didn't get to it this year. As you saw, I was working on that front food plot with all the maples and dead ash. But this will definitely be an area of interest for next winter. Get out here and get this cut up a lot, create a lot of good bedding, get some trails open for the maples that are in here, get more sun to them and get them tapped next year. But I'm really looking forward to getting all this cherry and black locust down. That one did not want to come out. Alright, one thing with this warm weather, I definitely should not have put these chaps on until I was ready to start cutting. And the mosquitoes are already coming out. So I guess no matter what's going on, we're going to have something that's not perfect, right? Alright, here we are at those two poplar trees that fell out into the farmer's field. We're going to get them limbed off, bucked up, and thrown into my woods. I'll get one load of the jet sled hauled out of here today, and the rest I'll get when I have either the tractor or the DR log trailer out here. Alright, it's pretty windy out here in the field, so I don't know how good the sound will be. I'll probably just throw on some music, speed things up a little bit, get this thing limbed up, bucked up, and toss into my woods. I'm going to use the jet sled to drag it to the edge and toss it over. rest of it tossed across the ditch, fill the jet sled up, finish pulling taps, and we're out of here for the day. Alright, as you can see, we got a decent amount of poplar. Get some camp firewood. Got it back out of the farmer's field. And instead of getting wasted, it'll get sold or burned by us. Five taps left to pull, and 2022 maple syrup season is over. Besides the least fun part of it all, sterilizing, cleaning everything. This is the last bag set that I had for the year. The jury's still out on these. I'm not sure what I think of them, to be honest. Last tap of 2022 coming out now. All that's left is the sterilization. I got to pick up my last batch of syrup. We'll do a recap on how the year went, how much sap we collected, how much syrup we ended up getting. I appreciate you guys tuning in to Hardworking Man. I hope you guys enjoy this season of maple syrup. It's the first time I ever did it. I plan on doing it bigger next year. So I know a couple people have said they never realized that much went into it. It is a lot of work, but I definitely think it's worth it, and I'll recap all the reasons why. right, I'd say that was a good day in the woods. Got all our taps pulled, dropped a couple trees. The one didn't go as planned, but the rest of them went pretty well. Got that popple cleaned up, and we're gonna call it a day. I gotta get home, got a kid to pick up from golf practice, get dinner ready, and then just relax a little bit maybe. Thanks for tuning in to Hardworking Man. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell icon, comment down below. I really appreciate those who comment, even if it's just words of encouragement, a question, a suggestion, a tip. I appreciate it. I'll comment back with you. Thanks a lot, everybody.